here to help your children spread their wings and fly through life. Hi, welcome to Modern Successful Parenting. Today we're looking at the development of 2-year-olds. Now, 2-year-olds love life. They are so much fun. They're really mobile. They love touching things. They love getting messy. They love running around everywhere. They love interacting with others. They want to say hello to everyone. They have a real innocence about them, and it is fantastic that they have this ability to just love life and be curious about the world around them. They love exploring their world. They love getting into mischief, and these sorts of things are really important for our 2-year-olds to do. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty of what development they should do, I want you to remember that what we're talking about today is the average type of things that every 2-year-old should be able to do. Now, if your 2-year-old has not experienced some of these skills that we're talking about, then obviously they won't be able to do it. But these are the skills that you should be able to allow your children to have exposure to, and they should be able to start trying to do them. Now, when we're talking about their development, we're just not always talking about their physical development. We're going to talk about their intellectual development as well. We'll also talk about some of the social development that needs to happen for these 2-year-olds and their emotional development. Now, I'm sure you've all heard these terrible twos that everyone talks about. And a lot of it is the frustration that they feel about, they see what things are happening in the world and they want to do it, but they just don't have those skills to be able to do those things that they see in the world. They also don't have the vocabulary or the ability to explain how they're feeling. They don't have the words. They don't have the experience in life to be able to understand what those emotions are and how to work through those emotions. So, let's have a look at some of the things that we can do to help them and some of the things that they need to be able to have completed by the time that they've finished their second year. When children are learning, children learn through many different ways. They learn through kinesthetic, which is touching. They learn through auditory, which is hearing. And they learn through visual, which is sight. Now, children these are the 3 main ways. And these ways, if we understand that and we understand how our children learn, then that will really help us with being able to give us as parents the skills to help our children develop and learn all different skills. Now, we'll be going through the 3 different development areas: their gross motor, their fine motor, and then we'll be looking at talking and language. Let's have a look at what they should be able to do with their gross motor skills at around about the age of 2 and 3. They should be able to run. Children of 2-year-olds should be running everywhere. You call them, they'll run to you. Out in the backyard, they're running from one thing to another. The supermarket, they should be running around. Now, we don't want them to run around, but their natural instinct will be to run. They need to be able to catch a ball. Now, when I'm talking about catch a ball, they will catch it and bring it to their chest. So their chest will be the helping hand that they need to catch it. Now, I have seen some 2-year-olds bouncing balls around and catching little balls and being able to do all sorts of amazing things. Remember, we're talking about the basic things that your children need to be able to do at this age. Slides and swings. They should be able to climb up a small ladder and slide down the slippery dip. They should be able to hold the swing and sit up and actually swing and start to learn to swing themselves. Now, if they've never had any experience on a swing, of course they won't be able to do it. And those bucket seats that you find are fantastic for kids who just have never had the experience of balancing and sitting on a swing. They should be able to balance on a piece of wood. Now, it doesn't need to be a really thin piece of wood. It could be just a foot, 20 centimetres wide, and they should be able to balance and walk along there. The more that they do this, the better their balance gets, and the better their balance gets, it makes it much easier for them in their everyday life to be able to then develop skills and get more competent at different things. The other thing is that they need to walk heel to toe. Now, why is that important? It's really, really important. It helps the development of their calf muscles, but it also helps their brain development. So making sure that they don't walk on their toes all the time. And sometimes if they're walking on their toes all the time, it's worthwhile having a quick chat to your medical professional about it. It can mean that there is some things that need to be looked at, and they might need to go to physiotherapy. Now, some other things that they need to be able to do, they should be able to jump with 2 feet. So that's jumping up and down with 2 feet. They might not be able to hop just yet. They won't be able to skip, but they'll be able to jump with 2 feet up and down. And the more that you get them to do this, the better it is for them. They'll be starting to choose a leg that will go first as well. Don't preempt that, just watch what leg they start off of, and then you'll find what their preferred side is. By this age, they really shouldn't have a definite preferred side. Some kids do, but you should be able to start to see that they do have a side that they would prefer to actually walk on. They should be able to climb up and down rocks, up and down the playground, without you worrying too much about them falling. They should be able to grip with their hands, with their thumb underneath and their fingers on top. And they should be able to do something called cross the midline, which is reach over to something. Say if something's on the right hand side, they should be able to reach over to that thing on the left hand side. It's interesting when you watch kids, some of them when they're starting to colour, they pick up the pen with their left hand, they start writing, they get to the middle, they swap it to their right hand, and then they keep writing. I've seen this happen before, but what we want to do is actually get them to cross the midline. Now, one of the things that I do with the kids, which they love, is a song called A Ship Sailed from China. And it goes like this. You start with your hand and it goes from the right, from the opposite side to the one side. Doesn't matter what side you do it, and you get the rhythm. A ship sailed from China with a cargo of tea, all laden with treasures for you and for me. It brought me a fan, just imagine my bliss, when I found myself going like this, like this, like this, like this. A ship sailed from China with a cargo of tea, all laden with treasures for you and for me. It brought me a fan, just imagine my bliss, when I found myself going like this. And then you do one leg over the other as well, and then you do but 2 legs over each other while you're doing the hands. It's so much fun. The kids love it, and they really get involved with it all. So, I hope you understand the gross motor side.
Thank you for watching Modern Successful Parenting. All advice and information given during this course is designed for general use only. If you have any concerns for your child, please seek professional advice as soon as possible. For terms and conditions, see website www.modernsuccessfulparenting.com.au. Thank you.